Hello, friends and followers. So here's this third Tempo One I've been working on. I got the other two to receive and transmit. This is the first one that I had bought off of eBay on a lark, and it had no power supply. But anyway, when I first got this radio, this transceiver, I found that this relay had been melted inside. The antenna contacts were melted, and it did not work. So I surmised the radio was hit by lightning, and anyway, so that doesn't do anything any favors. So the way the signal comes in this radio, it comes in through here, hits the relay, goes out of the relay, and then it switches into the tank circuit. So you'll see the tank circuit being a coil, a big thick coil of windings, the output tank circuit. So the signal for receive and transmit goes through that tank circuit and then comes into the switch. So I couldn't figure out why 15 meters would not work. Turns out when you go to 15 meters, there's a little contact or finger that will attach. And what happens is the higher up you go in frequency, it simply shorts out the low order of the coil. So you can see now that when I go to 15 meters, 15 on, 15, there's 20 meters, there's 15, there's 20, there's 15. That finger stock there, I don't think it was making any great contact. So I didn't have any 15 meter antenna input. And the way that I figured that out was I was able to simply use the antenna and use a capacitor, and I could touch the 15 meter coil here, and I would get a much better receive signal. So I knew the impedance was all messed up. So yeah, that finally worked out. So the only band left to fix on this transceiver now is 40 meters. That is giving me hell. And not quite sure what to do. I know that in the other transceivers I have repaired, this capacitor was almost wide open on both of them. So this one's wide open, pretty much wide open. This one is missing because it caught on fire. This basically caught on fire or something when it was over here, so I moved it over to here, then I took it out. So I may just use a pair of solid wires and twist them together for a capacitor. That's probably what I'll do to rectify this. These are both for 40 meters. So the way this thing tunes up is you put the thing to the middle of the band. So you put the VFO to the middle around 250, and then you go to 80 meters, you tune up these two coils here for 40, and so they're all in a line. They're all in a nice line. So here's 80 meters, you tune these two up, and they interact a bit. So you want to go back and tune them both over and over, and your grid is at 12 o'clock. You tune up 40 by tuning this and tuning this if it was installed. And then 20 meters is here, these two here. 20, 20, 15, 15, 10, and 10. And so for this radio, I couldn't get 15 meters to work to save my life. And so I couldn't get this coil to resonate. And so the C40 is usually a 200 puff capacitor that's across this first antenna, I would say, tank coil. And they have a capacitor in that looks like this. This is a C55, I think. I took out, replaced C55 and retuned. Didn't make any difference. So here's the C40. It's still in here. I'm going to replace C40. But what I had to do to make this thing resonate at all, I had to put two more 100 puff capacitors in parallel. So now I have 400 puffs. If this C40 is still 200 puffs, I got 400 puffs in parallel here on this first antenna circuit, and that got my 15 meter coil here to resonate, and 10's resonating. And these don't seem to really care what this capacitance really is. So yeah, so if you can't get 15 meters to resonate, you want to fiddle these capacitors here and then get it to finally resonate, and check the finger stock on the switch. Make sure it's making contact, and then things will resonate. And it's probably also a good idea to put the finals in this thing. Don't tune it without finals, because those have a certain capacitance and reactance on them, and so this thing is all measured. Everything is basically impedance matched for the finals to be in this thing. So this is an interesting radio indeed. So anyway, that's about it. I gotta fix 40 meters now. 40 meters is really bad right now. I guess I can show you what's going on. Let's turn this thing on and show you what's happening without the light glaring. There we are. It takes about 30 minutes or 30 seconds to warm this thing up. And I don't hear anything at all. There it comes. All right, so 80 meters, I think we conquered that. It's working well. There's 80. That's 80. 40 is not working. There's 40 meters. It needs repaired. I'm still not sure what to do with it, but it's out to lunch. 20 meters. It's gonna be quiet now. Well, it's static, but 20 is dead at this time. It's about 6 at night now. So here's 15 meters, the one I just fixed. So it peaks up nice. Of course, these are all dead now. And that leaves 10 meters. There's 10. I think it's 26.5 there, 25. So yeah, we got 10 happening here too. It's just gonna be dead. So I gotta figure out 40 meters, and I think that once that is done, I can check this video for transmit, and if I get 40 working, I'm going to solder these capacitors in there permanently and call it a day. Okay, so this is Tempo number 3, Tempo 1 number 3. Number 1 and 2 are happily working over there. The radio being on its back doesn't mean it's dead. It's just I was examining the wiring, and Tempo 1 is working fine. So this was the original one that I bought to fix, and I couldn't get it going. I bought, I think, that one for parts next, and it worked pretty good, so I thought, why cannibalize it? And I bought that one for a relay for parts for this one, but it worked so good. Both of these work really good now, so I thought, I'm not going to scrap them. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.